Welcome to BSonex. We run a little eBay store, my wife and I. I'm Bill, and my wife's name's Debbie, so you'll see her somewhere at some point in time. Right now, she's in the house cleaning up a bunch of dishes that we picked up at an auction. Really cool stuff, and I'll show that stuff to you as soon as we get the chance. But I wanted to give you a little background on BSonex and how this all got started, and who and what we are and what we do. But I'm jumping between things, so stand by. I'll be right back. So here's the story on BSonex. We started the eBay store about 25 years ago. I'm going to change my glasses out because of all the reflection. We started the eBay store about 25 years ago. And it started because basically my brother had a bunch of stuff that he needed to get rid of. And I said, you know, there's this thing called eBay that might be able to help you out with that. And he didn't want to deal with it. And I said, well, you know, I'll manage it for you and I'll take care of it. You give me a little cut of the profit. So I basically sold his stuff on consignment, and it was big stuff. Audio equipment, big audio boards, mixers, and large reel-to-reel videotape machines, things like that. He was obviously in the professional audio video production business. So anyway, we listed all that stuff, and it started hitting off, and then I got into and shipping on that was just crazy, right? Because we had to get contractors involved, get all that stuff crated up and shipped out. Anyway, it caught wind, and then a guy that had a bunch of restaurant equipment got in touch with me and wanted me to assist with that. So we were selling fryers and ovens and freezers and mixing bowls, were I think the smallest things out of his lot of business. But since that time, I did that probably for like 5 or 6 years, and then real work got in the way of that. And so you know, because I had a real job at that point in time, as I do today, have a real job. And not that people that don't do this don't have real jobs. I guess what I'm saying is that it was part-time for me. It was like kind of a side hustle, right? So I kept the eBay store going for a little bit. Started going to auctions because, you know, the momentum was good, the revenue was good. I think at the time I was making about $2,000 a month or so off of eBay. But the real job took over. So the full-time job started to take up more and more of my business because of the responsibilities of that job. I was taking on more responsibilities at work, and eBay was starting to suffer. And frankly, just didn't have the time for it. So I shut the eBay store down. Didn't discontinue it in the sense that I didn't delete the store, but I just took it down. So fast forward, towards the end of COVID, we fired the store back up. My wife and I were spending a lot of time going to auctions, picking up stuff for ourselves, just as, you know, just for fun, right? And started to get that resell bug again. It just hit. So we fired the store back up and started putting things in the store. Now we're not dealing with the large bulky items as much as I did in the past, because frankly that's a pain, right? So most of the stuff we do is smaller items. We do car parts, motorcycle parts, things like that, right? So from the automotive side, it's not like a full car, although you might see one, you just never know. But we sell a little bit of everything. So CDs, music CDs, albums, 45s, coins, clothing, lots of clothing, women's and men's clothing, computer parts, and just so you know, my real gig, my full-time job, which eventually will likely end, and then I'll be doing this full-time, with probably as I see things working. But I love my full-time job, so don't get me wrong with that. I sell IT for a living. So I'm technologically adept, which helps me a little bit with this. My wife is not so much technologically adept, But she's got a keen eye, and there's a lot to running an eBay store that involves her skill set as well. So, and again, like I said, you will get to meet her. Right now, she's in the house cleaning dishes. Some dishes we picked up at an auction, and she's not just cleaning them. So we picked up this. As I walk through this set that she's working on right now. When we picked it up, it all looked like one set. The pattern is exactly the same on all of them. As you flip them over and look at the manufacturer, they're made all over the world. So they're different brands, if you will, of the same design, the same china. So one of the things we will do, and with that set, is we're going to break it up and sell saucers and bowls and cups and gravy boats, whatever, probably as individual items. We might group a few things like teacups and saucers if they're the same manufacturer, but we got to go through those and get those in the right group and find out what's the best way to sell those, and that's all involved in the research side of it. I'll tell you what, instead of just telling you about it, I'll take you in and show you what's going on. So currently out walking through my massive storage facility here. And we'll go inside and take a look and see what she's working on. We got to leave that building and go to the other building. See what she's up to. So she's not in here. So these are, as you can see, Royal Austria. There you go. Haviland, France. And those are made in Czechoslovakia. And this one, I don't know what that one is. We got more over here, though. We got more over here. Bavaria. And then Johnson Brothers, England. And again, they are all the same pattern. They look like they're part of the same set, but they're not. Sorry you didn't get to meet Debbie. She wasn't there. She's off doing something else. I'm sure working on another project. But anyway, we'll get those up on the eBay store as soon as we can. In the meantime, I know we just threw some coins up about an hour or so ago. We had 4 items we packaged up today and sent out. So we did pretty well with the quantities, anywhere from, gosh, some days we'll have 10 or 12 items, and we'll get into more details on that in the future as well. But some days there's 10 or 12 items, some days there's 2 to 4 items. Today was a 4-item day. We make runs to the post office sometimes twice a day, depending on how many items there are. I know that's probably overkill for a lot of people, but we ship pretty quickly. So if a purchase comes in, for example, purchase comes in at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it'll go out first thing the next day, because obviously post office closes, what, about 5? If something comes in the morning the next day, after we've already made the post office run, we will make a run in the afternoon. Debbie is able to be free and go, and I'm usually shackled to a computer, or I'm in meetings somewhere, or I'm on some kind of video conference call, that kind of thing. So she's the legs of the business. Again, I say we both have skills that we provide, and hers is availability, whereas mine is a little different then. Oh, and by the way, I'll get into details of what all this stuff is too in future videos, and how we organize things, where they are, how we clean things, how we keep them. This room I'm in now is in a 60 by 30 foot pole barn, and we're in the back of it. But this is a climate controlled room that I built. It's sound deadened from the outside world. It's got heating, air conditioning. We have water, fresh coffee, which we need down here. And then there's a couple of rooms inside our main house that we also use for eBay, for storage and just for sorting things out. I'll give you a little tour of the place. This end of the room is kind of home base where we print out all of our pack slips, where we do our eBay listings. In fact, let's see, what I told you, we sent 4 things out today. So let's see what those 4 things were. Today we paid and shipped. Today we sent out top 10 with a bullet Motown love songs. Sent out some coins, a 1985 United States Mint uncirculated set, some camera lenses from Sears, and Webby Savage Life audio CD. Those are the 4 things that went out first thing this morning. Anyway, there's that. So that's that into the room. Packing desk, and doing some spot cleaning on things when they come in before we list them. So when I list over here at this table, over here at this end, when I list, I like to have the item in my hand when I'm doing it. So I typically will bring it to this table first and do a little cleaning on it. And then after I do that little cleaning on it, that is if it's not getting cleaned in the house, we bring it over here for photography. So everything gets photographed here. If it's electronics, this bench also serves as my testing bench. As you can see, there's an audio reel-to-reel machine that was brought in that needs a little cleaning. And I'm going to go through this. I already got it threaded up. And I'll put it up on the bench. We're going to check that thing out here in a little bit, see if it works, and get it posted up. So out here is box storage. See? Box heaven. And then also when things come in straight off that trailer, a lot of times they'll go on this table because we don't like to take things straight into our house. These audio reel-to-reel tapes just came in. They came in with that reel-to-reel. So I need to check all those out. There's a real nice old radio in that case that I need to double check. Here's a Sony, needs to be cleaned up. I'm hoping that guy's in working condition. Old film camera. So anyway, we're going to get some of this stuff cleaned up, and this is kind of a staging area before we bring it into the eBay room or bring it into the house, just to make sure that there's no critters are coming in with everything. Make sure that everything's in kind of working order before we go into cleaning stages, evaluation, testing, and then deciding and doing the research on how to break things up and how to list them. So that kind of gives you an overview of what it is we do. And again, hopefully you'll get to meet Debbie in the next video or two. And we'll try to get a video up as often as we can. But again, I've got a full-time gig that I pursue, so it takes priority to doing videos like this. But I know there's a lot of people that are doing eBay and have other jobs, so it's not a full-time gig for them. And hopefully I can relate to those guys a little bit. So anyway, I hope that you find some of this information useful in these videos, and I hope we can get them up often enough that you find it a reliable place that you can come visit. So until next time, thanks.